Hey, welcome back to the Puff Sip Chat. I am Reggie Kimball, aka Stickman #1. This is part 2 of the best cigar in the world. My man Rob Smith stopped in to chop it up about the Meluha cigar brand and his vision behind what he intends to do in bringing it into the United States. Well, great conversation, great sips, great puffs. That's what we're here for on the Puff Sip Chat. Check out Rob Smith with the best cigar in the world. This is the Puff Sip Chat. My name is Reggie Kimball. Join us as we explore the world of premium cigars and whiskey with the people who make it possible. And please check out the Loyal to Ash cigar subscription service. We feature 4 to 5 premium cigars each month and will always include at least one minority or female-owned brand. Check out loyaltoash.com and use code PuffSipChat for a special discount.
Man, I tell you, so as I mentioned before, I was born in Jamaica. My grandparents are Cuban. My grandmother, Juanita Canfina. Growing up, everybody would call her Miss Juanita. I never knew her middle name until when she passed away about 13 years ago, when she passed away, and I was reading the eulogy. They had me read a eulogy, and her name was Juanita Canfina Smith. And I thought to myself, how the heck could grandma as a Jamaican have a name, Juanita Canfina? And when I started asking, the older relatives, they would tell me how they came over from Cuba after the revolution. And then I reflected and seen my grandfather growing tobacco, hanging it on the little house that we used to have for drying. And he would use what we call a ratchet knife in Jamaica, which you guys call it the switchblade here, to cut the tobacco and load his pipe, and how he would roll and that type of stuff. No shame in my game, but my great-grandma, she would walk from the mountains, we call Jerusalem Mountain, with the tobacco on her head to go sell it in the market. People see me today and see me being successful and have no idea where I came from. I used to be ashamed sometimes to say that's my grandmother, because she would walk barefooted in the streets in Jamaica down in Negril with the tobacco on her. Reflecting now, I see everything come together. So when grandma died, I wanted to pay homage to her. And there was no better way, because at the time I was just, I wasn't a cigar smoker. I would just smoke cigar occasionally. And I thought about opening a shop and selling the cigar, and at some point coming up with my own blend for my own brand, which is going to be called the Juanita Canfina in honor of my grandmother, and that's going to be coming down the line. But Meluha is a segue into it, going from retail to, right now I've collaborated with a number of other guys. Separate venture from Meluha. There you go, absolutely. Okay. Future.
Well, I'm looking forward to that.
Future.
We got to come back on the Puff Sip Chat and talk about that too in the future.
We can make it happen.
We can make that happen.
I know a guy.
Oh yeah, you know somebody. You got me on speed dial. So we talked about this earlier in the show about you being sort of really a lounge OG, if you will, right, in the Atlanta area. It's one thing to start smoking cigars and being a fixture in the culture, but to say, man, I'm gonna start a lounge. Is that something that you always said, I want to do a lounge? You just kind of...
No, not really. Yeah. I relocated from Silicon Valley to Atlanta in the early, I think it was 2012 or 13. And I asked my friends, where can I go to smoke? Where do they recommend? And they recommended a shop. I can call it by name because it's no longer there. It was called The Leaf in Midtown Atlanta. And I drove down there one day, midday, and from California, I would dress in shorts and stuff,
That's right.
My San Francisco 49er hat, of course,
Nothing wrong with that.
Bang, bang. And I went down there, and I was led to feel uncomfortable. There were some elements that were displayed towards me, like I was some sort of a thug. I left.
Really?
I left,
Are you serious?
Yeah, I left. I left, and on my way home, I had enough money to do whatever the hell I wanted to do. So on my way home, I stopped to get some Jamaican food at a restaurant where my first shop was, in that plaza. And after I bought it, I saw Felice on the building. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to get a place, make my own cigar lounge, put my feet up on the table if I want to, and nobody can stop me.
Can't say a word.
The rest is history.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
Well, and you sprouted a tree, man, of some beautiful people that are in the Cigar Society in Atlanta that that I've had a great time puffing and sipping with.
Good guys.
All started because of you.
Yeah.
So, have you noticed any, now that you're about to go back into it, as you mentioned earlier, and coming back with a new and improved Robustos, what emerging trends do you see in the industry that, we need to do that? What emerging trends you see that I want to stay away from that?
Yeah. So in the industry at large, it's a little different than the local regional industry. For example, Atlanta, per se. Atlanta is like the cigar mecca of the world for those who are in the industry. It's the most shop and the most cigar consumers per capita any place in the world, right? I mean,
Atlanta has absolutely exploded.
Right. I think Phoenix, Arizona is number 2. Now, what's going on in the industry? I like it because with some of the FDA regulations that were pending, in fact, we just had a big win.
Huge win.
This past week.
Yeah, we got to clap on that one.
Man, that was huge for everybody.
Awesome. That was awesome.
With the warning on the label.
Yes.
Cigars are not cigarettes.
No.
But they kind of
They try to lump us into
that. Yes.
I've never smoked a cigarette.
Me either. I have never smoked a cigarette.
And never
No
will.
desire.
Never had a desire.
I don't even like to be around the smell of a cigarette.
Exactly.
So that was a huge
But this
win,
is
man.
different.
It's a whole different animal.
It's a whole different animal. Yeah.
But anyway, on a large scale, the industry is moving in the right direction. We have the PCA and other formal groups that are lobbying on our behalf, and that is great. There are new boutique companies that are coming up and they are being embraced. Even this year, a few weeks ago, I was at the PCA and there were a lot of new companies. If we talk about even the African-American producers and owners of cigar companies, there are more of them now. There were more at the PCA this year.
They didn't exist.
They didn't exist, no.
20 years ago?
Not even 10 years ago.
Not even 10, that's right.
Right, so that's great. However, the pros and the cons, that's the pros. But the cons are, like in the local Atlanta market, everyone seems to think that it's easy. Man, I want to be like you. I want to have a shop. But they don't do their due diligence. They don't consult with a guy like me. They don't consult with a guy like Israel. They don't consult with industry standard guys.
Are you available for that? Can somebody pick up the phone and say, hey, Rob, can you help me out with this?
Absolutely.
Can I get your advice on this?
Right. Everyone needs a mentor, someone who has done it, and then they get into the business and then they fail or they don't do it right because they think it's just a matter of opening a building and putting in some cabinets and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the con.
So much more than that.
Yeah, get the knowledge, consult with the right people, grab your mentor and do it the right way.
That's right. How do you feel about everyone's interpretation or the variety of interpretations of the cigar lifestyle? Everyone seems to celebrate it in a different way. And especially when you speak about Atlanta specifically, it's all over the place.
Yes.
You got your chill, laid back vibe. You got your kind of more sportsy, I'm coming here to watch a game vibe. Or you got your straight up, hey, let's get our booty shake on nightclub vibe. What do you think about all the different ways that everyone seems to enjoy the lifestyle?
Well, from my perspective, at the very high level, there are two type of consumers of this product here called a cigar. There are those who smoke cigars, and there are those who are a cigar smoker. Those who smoke cigars are the ones who indulge occasionally. Those who are cigar smokers are the ones who embrace the culture. They are true brothers and sisters off the leaf.
Yes.
Honestly, I'll take all their money if they come to spend it with me.
We appreciate your business.
Yeah.
We definitely appreciate your business.
I don't do it for free.
That's right. That's right.
However, what happens is you need the young, and you need the old, and you need the new, and you need the not so new. But when I would watch the club vibe and I would see people dancing, shaking booty, and enjoying a cigar, my mind is blown. I don't know how they are able to enjoy it. I much prefer, it's the relaxation element of it. Like we like to say, an exquisite surrender. For Meluha, we'd like to encourage everyone to indulge in, or allow yourself to be indulged in an exquisite surrender.
Tell me about that.
It's a Meluha thing, Meluha is a mythical place, right, in the eastern part of the world. And it's all about the idea of allowing yourself to surrender to the elements, right? The Hawaiian, they embrace that too, right? It's a very similar culture, right? Ho'oponopono, right? So when we make the...
Is Meluha a Hawaiian term?
No,
okay,
no.
okay.
But we like to relate it to it because people of certain culture that hold on to the ancestral elements, they know how to embrace that versus getting caught up in a fast-paced world.
Understood. That's right. This is about slowing down.
There you go. We like to embrace, the mythical aspect of things, right? And so that's what this is. The hands that makes it. The way we take the time to age the tobacco from 7 to 9 years so you can get the best quality of it. I will tell you this. Same thing with this wine. People who understand tasting some of the best things in society, right, that can appreciate it. Most of the best things that you can taste in society, guess what they are? They are best when they are preserved. If you talk about the quality cheese, the preservation. You talk about a quality wine, the preservation, a quality bourbon whiskey, the preservation, the way it was aged, the way it ages in oak barrels so you can tame it, get rid of some of the ethanol, give it certain elements, right?
That's right.
If you talk about quality meat, a good Kobe steak, a good Wagyu steak, the aging, where there's the delicate balance between when it's perfect and when it goes bad. There's no difference with the cigar, my brother.
So this is this like the Wagyu?
There you go.
Seven to 9 years. Oh my goodness. I think I just can I get a piece of that? I think I just came up with a new tag. The Wagyu of the cigar industry we are puffing on right here on the Puff Sip Chat. So as you get ready to go into your own lounge, will Meluha be on a Robusto shelf? Can people look forward to that?
So
they can only get it online. How do they get their hands on this?
So as part of our overall branding standard, the Meluha cigar, you won't be able to get it in any and every shop. It's made for everyone, but not for everyone, right?
Okay.
You will not be able to get it in any and every shop. Right now, we are in the process of developing this U.S. website, which is going to have e-commerce capabilities for our direct partners, retailers, and our indirect partners, retailers, based on the excise tax structure in their state, right? Those will be distributors, so to speak. And we will have a qualification form that will ask you a few key questions. And if you're within, for example, a certain radius of another shop that carries Meluha, then you might not be able to get it at that time, but you will be able to get it in the future if something changes, right? Or if you don't carry certain brands, chances are you might not be qualified to carry Meluha. We have some key criterias. However, there's some customers who will be able to get it in line direct at the retail price, so we have no cannibalization of our customer base that are our retail partners.
I understand. Okay, I like that too. I like that approach. What can you speak about some of the criteria when you think about this is the place where we want a Meluha cigar to be sold?
Yes. So, for example, we will have a price protection that we will put in place. We will have a certain geographical radius that you cannot be within a certain radius of another shop that carries it, because it's a very special limited production stick, right? For example, in California and San Francisco, it will be carried by Wingtip, which is the premier cigar lounge, one of the best cigar lounge in the world.
It's beautiful.
One of the best in the world.
Yes, it is.
It will be there at Wingtip.
Okay.
In Las Vegas, it is already, it's the only shop in the U.S. that has it right now. What is it called? Tap and Ash.
Tap and Ash.
Yeah, Michelle and Melvin, they are great people.
Shout out to Michelle and Melvin. They've been on the Puff Sip Chat. They are alumni.
Yes, they're great people.
Yeah.
In Atlanta, we'll be carrying it at 4 shops in Atlanta. I know all the people in Atlanta have been calling me, reaching out. I will get back to all of you when it's ready. We're still in the business readiness phase. However, one of the key things is that if you are doing things the right way, as far as cigar sales in the industry, you will be able to carry Meluha.
And service, right?
Service.
Because you talk about Meluha and well, not even you talk about it, just Meluha has a certain standard of quality when it comes to customer satisfaction. And I love our lounges, but not all of them are created equally in terms of quality of service.
I'll let you say it, sir.
So I'm just going to say it. Not all of y'all are created equally. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to speak to the camera for a second. And I love all my brothers and sisters in the lounge industry, but Come on, some of us got to come up on our quality. That's my one controversial statement I'll say today, and I'm done. Okay, so back to you. So speaking of lounges, when we get the new Robustos going, right?
Yes.
And I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in the house. You got to let me know when it's ready to open.
Yes.
But just in the cigar lounge industry in general, how do you make sure that your atmosphere is welcoming to all?
So they're and this is just
regardless of cigar knowledge too, because yes. Sometimes some get a little snobby if it's somebody doesn't really understand or know the cigar world very well.
So you have been to one of my cigar shops before, and by the way, it's not necessarily a plug, but the Tavern Cigar Lounge in Atlanta by the airport, Camp Creek. I'm one of the owners there. It's two of us.
Okay.
My partner, Mr. C, the original J.R. Cricket, and myself. Yes. So not too many people know, but I also own that one.
This the man. Okay. I said this the man's connected.
Right. One of the things is that there are 4 key elements that make a cigar lounge successful. One, it's the humidor, which is the products that you carry and the curation thereof. The second thing is the ambiance. The ambiance has to be perfect, and that meant cleanliness. That means the lighting that you set up, whether it's direct, indirect, if it's conducive to making it a relaxing place or a party place. Mm-hmm. The other thing is the service. And then the fourth thing is the personnel that's delivering the service. You have to have personnel, or you should have personnel that are well informed and have good product knowledge. If all 4 components are ticking, you will have a successful cigar lounge. If all 4 components are not ticking, then you'll have a problem. So I make sure all 4 components are ticking in my shop. You remember, I'm running my cigar lounge, and I'm living in California, and it's in Atlanta.
And it's running well.
And it's running well.
Because you have the right people in place.
The right people, and the right processes, and the right components in place, and a governance standard to ensure that those components are in place.
That's what's up.
There you go.
Now as you enter back into the industry with 2 things, Meluha Cigars, the new Robustos, part owner in
the tavern.
All right. All that's coming together. One thing that's really become front and center over the last few years is the rise of these online communities and really social media playing a major part in the cigar lifestyle. Are you going to get into that? Because with that voice, brother, you might have to do a little something with Meluha yourself.
I mean, how about I partner with Puff Sip Chat and make it the hottest podcast in the whole wide world, y'all?
I like that even better.
There you go.
I like that even better.
There you go.
You're going to make me cry. So, Rob, brother, number one, people can't see this off camera, but on the box, and I'll make sure we get a close-up on this when we do the final production, but on the box for the Meluha cigar that we are smoking today, it has some writing that, I'll be honest, I can't read it.
It's in Farsi, brother.
It's in Farsi?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
All right. So what does that, I got to imagine it means something significant. What does that mean?
Absolutely. So, we say that we are very philosophical, and as I mentioned before, Meluha itself is kind of, mythical place in the East, and they look and embrace it with the Hawaii and Ho'oponopono, right? And it pretty much means, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Thank you, my brother. And in appreciation, I want to give you this Meluha Navi. Again, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
You're welcome. This is awesome. The Meluha Navi. This is phenomenal. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you for coming on the Puff Sip Chat. This is incredible. This has been an incredible experience for me. I've enjoyed listening to your story. And the Navi, I can tell right now, people are going to go crazy over this.
Yeah. Coffee in the morning with that.
This is what I need to do?
I have one every morning. Start my day off right.
I think I might have to join you in that. I think I'm going to have, because I'm a coffee drinker myself. I'm going to have to make that happen. So, Rob Smith, y'all, of Meluha Cigars. I'm Reggie Kimball, a.k.a. Stickman #1 of the Puff Sip Chat. And remember, it's never about me and you. It's about the lifestyle. Until next time, Puff Sip Chat, repeat. I'm Stickman #1. I'm out. Peace. Cheers.
Hey everyone, Stickman #1 here. Thanks for checking out the Meluha cigar episode, the best cigar in the world. You're probably wondering, where can I get my hands on a Meluha cigar? Well, I'm happy to announce that we have the Meluha Signature Series cigar available at puffsipchat.com. Go to puffsipchat.com today while supplies last. Check out the Meluha cigar.